In chapter 4, we've covered else ifs and we've covered switch statements. I wanted to do a program where you could see them working side by side to kind of compare. There's going to be a lot of times where you have to pick whichever one you're the most comfortable with. And I want you to see how some of the things we use in programming are interchangeable. All right, this is a pretty simple program, standard format with IOStream namespace. Down at the bottom is return 0. Right, this is just a short little program that asks which formula you want to see. Then it gives you the formula. You pick circle, rectangle, cylinder, or none of them. Nothing special here, but something I want to keep pushing in front of you because a lot of programmers prefer this. Look, these first two couts here. Which formula do you want to see? And all the asterisks across there. I just put a regular end line, right? A lot of programmers like to just inside of the quotation marks put this /n, /n. It serves the same purpose. It gives you an end line. It takes the cursor to the next line. So I want you to see side by side end line and /. All right. So we've give the, it's mainly a menu. What we did here is a menu we've given to the user and says, which one of these formulas do you want to use? A, B, C, or D, right? Then they see in the selection. All right, if they select A, which is a circle, it sees out pi times radius squared. If they choose B, area of a rectangle, it'll see out length times width. If they see in C, right, it'll be pi times radius squared times height. If they see in or select D, it'll see out, okay, then goodbye, right? If they type in something nonsensical, they'll get a bad selection. Like if they type in a number or a character that's not A, B, C, or D. So there's nothing special to this. It's just a menu, a selection, and a if else, and it goes through your different selections. Right? I'm going to run a few of them just to show you. All right, what formula would you like to see? Let's pick B. Area of a rectangle, length times width. Let's run it again. Let's choose this time. We don't want none of them. Okay, then goodbye. One more. We're going to type in a 3. Bad selection. All right. You see, there was no magic to this. We just went through the if else's and then left the program. All right. What we did with these if else's, we could also do with a switch program. All right. Okay, this is something I haven't shown you before. Look, this block here is the switch statement. Look at this thing I've got here. I've got a /**. This works the same way as this. You can comment out that line just by putting those 2 /. If you want to do a whole block, it saves time by putting this /*, then going down to the end of the block that you want to comment out and putting like matching asterisk /. All right, watch when I get rid of these, everything here is green. All right, I run the program, nothing in this switch statement happens. I delete these two, and everything goes back to color, purple, red, black. Now this is active, right? I want that to be active. I want to go up here and now get rid of this, or not get rid of it. I want to keep it because I might still use it, right? It gives you a pair. I highlight the second and hit Control X. All right. Now this section here, right from the /* down to the */ is inactive. All right. It's been effectively commented out. Now all I did was comment out or inactivate this section. And by getting rid of these, I've activated the switch section. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes you explain something, you think, I didn't do real well at that. But the bottom line is, if you put in between this slash and this asterisk, if you use those as bookends, anything in between becomes inactive or commented out. This is just a lot neater and cleaner than every line doing this. Right? Then when you go to clean up, you got to clean up a lot of stuff. All right. Same menu. Basically, nothing's changed here. Excuse me. Nothing has changed here. Same menu, and I'll see in a selection. The only difference now is I'm using a switch statement. And look at this. Switch statement is like this, just switch. There's my selection. It'll go A, B, C, D, or something that won't work, right? And case A, the character A, pi times the radius squared, case B. So this does exactly the same thing as the code that I highlighted out up here. This was using if else. So these are functionally exactly the same. Totally different method, all right? But functionally they do exactly the same. All right, some of the points about a switch statement, you've got your C out, you have to have a break. Without these breaks, what'll happen is if you type in an A, everything below it will happen. The break gives a clear delineation between the different outcomes. So if I choose A, pi, which is the circle, pi times the radius squared, break, it leaves the function, it leaves the I guess it's just a switch statement. If you type in B, all right, it'll do length times width, then leave. Right. This also, where this has the final up here, has the final else, all right, which basically works the same as this down here, which is default C out bad selection. That means they didn't choose A, B, C, or D. It's sort of the same up here. If they didn't choose A, B, C, or D, it's a final else, bad selection. Down here, it's default C out bad selection. I find less mistakes are made if you use a switch statement. You can see all the things that can go wrong inside of this if else. There's less stuff that can go wrong, and it's kind of easier to troubleshoot when you do make a mistake inside a switch statement. So let's run this just to make sure it runs. Let's type in C, area of a cylinder, enter, pi times the radius times the height. Let's type in D. Okay, then goodbye. And finally, let's test it to see if something doesn't work. Let's type in a F, bad selection. So you can see that these two blocks, the switch statement and this block of if else, does exactly the same thing. This is like also fair game for at least a couple questions on the midterm. And remember, I want you all to start taking the midterm very serious because it's worth 20% of your grade. So I need you all to study for it and be thinking about, be thinking more than just completing programs, to be thinking about the actual code.